The Gauteng Education Department says no one was informed of the school's excursion by the Daveyton Skills School over the weekend. 2 teenage boys drowned during that trip. It was organized by the NGO Rising Starts Generation. Preliminary investigations reveal that no educators or lifeguards were present at the time of the incident on Monday. Let's get the latest for you now with Newzroom Afrika's Karinda Jagmohan, who is live for us from Daveyton. Karinda, good morning. For viewers who might have missed some of the highlights of what the Gauteng MEC had to say, and it was really quite damning what he shared with the public this morning, for the district not to be informed, especially after we had a similar tragedy just a few months ago, which insisted that schools do all of the, follow all of the right steps when an excursion is embarked upon.
Certainly, good morning to you. Well, despite the department having seen how damaging this can be with regards to not having the proper parameters to ensure safety of children when they go out to school excursions, yet another incident has happened, and in this time the MEC revealing that no one in the department in terms of the higher management at a district level or higher knew that this excursion was taking place. There were no educators, and we understand that at the time of the incident there was no lifeguards either. Going forward now, we also hear that interim investigations reveal that only one social worker was with the group of at least 90 children who were on this excursion. This Daveyton Skills School is a school that provides education and assistance for those who are special needs, in terms that they need further assistance, they need further help as well. And so these children aged 13 and 16, we understand that they were going into the water. The younger child, 13 years old, had jumped into the dam. His 16-year-old friend tried to rescue him, but was swept away by the current, and no one was there to help them. But take a listen to what the MEC had to say with regards to those interim investigations.
We do have a preliminary report internally, of which is adequate to take some action immediately. For instance, the first detail is that the trip was not sanctioned by anyone in the higher office from the district, because it was not communicated. So no one in the district knew that the kids have gone away. And what we know is that obviously there were no educators as well on the go-from part. It was just a social worker alone. So those are that's the preliminary reporting that we have internally.
Now, Iman, we did ask the school to speak out. The school principal was sitting next to the MEC earlier today, but she did not speak out. In fact, when a question was raised about how Rising Stars Generation, the NPO that hosted this excursion, this deadly excursion, how the school actually chose this camp, ultimately that question was shut down, and we hear that those answers will only come after the report by a law firm which has been appointed to further dig deeper into what has happened in the events that led up to the drowning, will give those reports. But at about 12 o'clock, the MEC will visit the families of the children in Tembisa, and meanwhile inside the school an altar has been set up with their pictures. We're just waiting for permission from the family to show you the pictures of the children, as well as tell you who they are exactly. And once that permission has been given, we can also explore more about who were the boys that died on Monday, and also just to hear more from the educators about their work here. Going forward, it's going to have to be on the Department of Education's responsibility to ensure that they have measures put in place, stringent measures, to ensure that schools can take children to excursions safely, take children out of the schools safely. That's critical, especially considering we've seen 3 incidents here just this year.
So sad, Karinda. As you say, we'll wait for those permissions, because what is always so important in stories like this is to ensure that those who are victims are humanized, that we learn a little bit more about who they were, what their interests were, and the impact that their loss has on their family and on their community. So we'll await those details a little bit later. Karinda Jagmohan, thank you very much. Live for us at the Daveyton Skills School, having heard from the Gauteng MEC for Education this morning on what steps are going to be followed now to get to the bottom of answers around this deadly excursion, as Karinda termed it, and which it is. Also saying, quite troublingly so, that the district was not informed that this excursion was going to be embarked upon in the first place.